we're going to see people kind of in drop coverage, 6'3", scooting back and just making us play over length, you know. If Lonnie can't get all the way to the rim, she's got to make those elbow jumpers, and she does a million times. Like, she goes 4 for 15, and I think probably, you know, 6 or 7 of those were those little elbow jumpers she makes all the time. That's her bread and butter, right? You know, Simei, I got a couple of nice looks at the elbow. Mickey had a couple. We got to be a really good mid-range shooting team this year if we can't get all the way to the rim at our size, you know. So, again, if a couple of those knock down and go our way, I think it's a little bit different. But, yes, to your point, they were kind of in drop coverage, kind of sinking in on things and forcing us to take those little pull-up jumpers, and we just weren't making them in the second quarter.
Do you think Lonnie adjusted as the game went on? Because it seemed like she started having more.
Yeah, she started putting her head down, getting to the rim, and stopped settling for the pull-up jumper. But we also were guarding much better the rest of the game, so we were able to get out and play with some pace, which is when we're at our absolute best, just playing downhill and getting into our offense quickly. We're not very good when we're stagnant and when we're guessing and flat. You know, we like to play downhill. If we don't get anything, we just keep the ball moving and just flow into our secondary. That's when we're at our best.
So, Mickey, for most of the team, this is the first Power Conference game you guys have played in, a conference game. So what's it like playing in the Big 12?
I mean, you've seen today, like, it's going to be tough to get wins, like, in the Big 12. Every team's tough, every team's good, but, you know, I think today, like she said, it showed how tough we can be when we're at our best. I think we win this game, but, you know, we can't have, like she said, we can't have a quarter where it's a full quarter of, you know, not doing much, you know, and so I think if we cut that quarter in half, we would have won the game. But, you know, the Big 12 it's here now. When we get back from break, it's time to lock in.
You guys went on an 11-0 run there, and a lot of that was because of the defensive intensity amping up at that time. What have you guys seen with Utah that kind of got you guys to be able to make those turnovers and get that defense going?
I think, you know, they were a little bit back on their heels when they seen that pressure. If you've seen us pressure the ball at all today, 9 times out of 10 it was some type of tip, turnover, or, you know, just something good happening for us. But yeah, we just had to turn it up then, and that's kind of what we did, and ultimately it got us a few stops that we needed.
I thought our game plan was really, really, really good and really well executed by our players. You know, there's a lot that goes into this. There's a lot of film watching and practice time and them locking in. You know, you saw them play extremely hard, but they played extremely hard while following a game plan to the T. You know, we guarded certain things exactly the way that we practiced all week. So I was really, really proud of that.
So for both of you, going into the game, you guys were number 6 in attendance in the country, and it seemed like a really good crowd for a day game. What's your impression of the fans so far?
Our impression of the fans? I love our fans. It's not easy to have a coaching change and an entire team turnover and to stay invested. I know it's hard. You have relationships with a staff. You have relationships with players, you know, and so for it to be a completely new slate and to give us a chance the way that these fans have, and I think they've really, really, really fallen in love with some of our players and hopefully fallen in love with our staff and the way that we're doing things and our commitment back to them and our gratitude back to them. I think it's been a really, really, really seamless transition. I couldn't have asked for anything more, and just their patience and grace and hanging in today. And there's just as many people in the stands when we come out of halftime as there was going in, down a bunch, you know, and we just can't thank them enough for that.